Hi, I'm Gigi, and I want to introduce you to cocktails and costuming. This year has been really tumultuous. Between the pandemic, economic uncertainty, socio-political unrest, and a civil rights movement resurgence, we are tackling heavy issues left and right. There's a lot being shared on how to change things for the better, and also on what behaviors are not acceptable, right? And rightly so. Um, Amidst all of this, I kind of dug into trying to find other people like me and highlight the positive things that they're doing. So let me share my screen with you and show you a little bit of what I'm talking about. So this is what I've been working on. I started a Instagram account called Reenactors of Color, and I used the name of a Facebook group that a friend of mine had been running for a while. I asked her if it would be okay to put that name on Instagram, and she gave me permission. And I just wanted to do what it says here: acknowledge and celebrate people of color in costuming and living history, along with their inspirations. So I've been posting things like these costumers of color, books on being courageous and empathetic and kind to others, and a little bit about why maybe that hasn't happened in the past and how we can hold ourselves accountable for being better now. Books. I've highlighted a couple of books that have been produced by people who are writing on subjects like Black Tudor society, people of color and Italian history, etc. I've shared tidbits from history like this lady. She was of Mongolian descent, and she was a Viking queen. So she lived in southwestern Norway, and she birthed other kings who actually became renowned. So you can see from this that it's a little hodgepodge of everything I could find about people of color now and in the past. And I think this is kind of what made me want to start a YouTube channel as well. I really wanted to see what other people were doing in a more intimate way. Like I'd love to meet Sci-Fi Chair Girl and talk about this project that she did. I'd love to talk with Harley DeRoche about her typical Tudor experience. I'd love to show you guys my own project here of scenting leather gloves like they did in 15th century Italy. I'd love to meet some of these other people that I've highlighted, like Mag the Historian, who is doing some great work and not just reenactment and costuming, but also living history. So this show was born out of a desire to meet and chat with costumers like me, who are people of color, who are neurodivergent, and who are into some form of costuming. I want to highlight what they're doing, chat with them about their projects, and have a little bit of fun while focusing on the amazingness in our community, because I think sometimes when you're bogged down in stress, you can forget about the good out there. And I think there's a lot of good in our community. So I want to meet and chat with them. So I would love to hear who you'd like to see be invited as a guest on this Zoom-based YouTube show. The chat, of course, would be tailored to a topic of choice and would result in a couple of options. So either a short interview, we're talking 10 to 15 minutes on how you got into costuming, your favorite projects, what groups you're in, and maybe what advice you would give new costumers. Another option is a short discussion of a piece of underrepresented history. Perhaps you have studied one of those Black Tudors and you want to talk about what you found. I would love to sit with you for 5 minutes and hear about it. And then the third option is kind of a project from your costuming journey. It could be a project that you have completed and is done and has been worn, or a project that you're working on now. For instance, I would love to chat with someone about Regency bonnets and the differences in the styles that were available then or that were created then, and what things you gather to create your own bonnet, and what your method is for like attaching things to the bonnet, etc. I'd love just to learn about that. And I think there are other parts and pieces of our costuming that we could just chat on shortly. And you could also talk about hand sewing techniques, because I would also love to learn about some of those. So let me know if you'd honor me by being a guest, or if you want to nominate someone to be invited. And just thank you for sitting with me for this moment. Hit the subscribe button if you want to be notified of the upcoming content. And also follow me on Instagram and Facebook at the links below.